Okay.
Wait.
Do you think it's okay to eat animals?
Yes.
Okay. So you think it's okay to eat animals, right? Do you think the humans have moral value?
What do you mean by moral value?
Do humans have like something that makes them valuable, that makes us like care for them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So the first premise is my argument is humans are of moral value, right? My second premise is there is no trait absent in animals, which if absent in humans would cause us to deem ourselves valueless. So the conclusion is, therefore, without establishing the absence of such a trait in animals, we contradict ourselves by deeming animals valueless. So I would ask you to tell me what trait is there in animals that are not present in humans that makes it okay for you to eat animals?
Well, so what question did you ask again?
I asked you what trait is it that is in within animals that makes it okay for you to eat them, but not okay to eat humans.
I object to the question.
What do you mean object to the question?
It's
Sorry,
a false
I need
question.
to check really quickly. Sorry. So I just made the Viv versus Atheist text channel. You should all be able to see it. You can have your conversations about this.
I'm also going to put a performance poll.
It's a false question.
No, it's not. It's a perfectly reasonable question because you accepted that
eating animals does like eating anything in general does not mean that it lacks value. In fact, hunters often give extreme value to the animals they eat because they eat them. In fact, people in general give more value to something that can be food for them than something that can't be. Like so rodents in general have a lot less value to humans than like deer or something like that, cows, things like that.
Yeah, but I'm asking you why, because you said that humans are of moral value. I would ask you to tell me what trait.
Animals have moral value too.
Okay, so you're then inconsistent then if you decide to eat animals.
No, you can eat something that has moral value.
So then would you eat a person?
No, but not because of moral value. We have a biological tendency not to eat our own kind, which many animals have, not to eat their own kind because it can bring upon problems with diseases and things like that.
What do you mean we have a biological tendency? Can you demonstrate that to me?
Well, it's just I can't demonstrate it in terms of, like, what do you mean by demonstrate it?
So show to me like where in the human genome or any kind of like study which shows that there are people that like we have some kind of biological aversion to like eating flesh. Like
I'm not gonna sit and cite sources.
Why? You've made this claim, okay, that humans have some kind of please look, please.
Hold
on, he just interrupted me.
We're in a debate. So, like, if you ever watch normal debates, they don't sit and cite sources the entire time. Because if you guys want to sit around 10-15 minutes for every source, for me to go get every source, I mean, that'll just be ridiculous.
My headphones have died. I can't hear anything. It's coming from my laptop speaker.
We're having a logical argument in here.
Hold on, I think Viv can't hear. I think he's changing his audio.
He ran.
All right. No, my headphones died, so I just plugged them in. All right. So I asked you, why humans won't eat other people, and you said because we have some kind of biological like compulsion. I'm asking you, how do you know that this is the case? Like, how can you demonstrate to me that this is true?
Well, because we don't see them. We don't see people eating other people like anywhere in society.
But why would we look at a cow and think, tasty? Because you said there is no difference.
Biological
there are no traits
tendencies.
What do you mean by biological tendencies?
Like, we have a biological tendency to look at other animals as food.
Wait, what do you mean we have a biological tendency? Again, this doesn't mean anything. You're just restating some kind of like really weird and vague claim.
No,
I don't
what
understand.
Do you mean it doesn't mean anything?
Well, you're saying we have biological tendencies. Yes, I have a biological tendency to shit into my hand and fucking smear it into Alt-Light's face.
You don't actually shit into your hand.
How do you know that? Well, then how do I know? Okay, cool. Thank you. So you've accepted, that when I make this claim that I have some kind of biological tendency, to shit in my hand, it's not true because you don't have any evidence of it. So why is it when you make this claim, I have to accept it? Wait, you just said I don't. You said that I don't. How do you know that I don't?
I said you don't, do you?
I do.
You do shit into your
I do.
hand. Okay,
Yes.
well, humans in general don't normally shit into their hand.
Okay. How do you know that? Wait, so if I was to bring you the example of mentally handicapped people that shit into their hands, are you saying that like mentally handicapped people won't shit into?
All right, so I'm gonna make my argument because you're just having bad faith
No,
discussion.
no. I've
So,
asked you questions and you're not answering them. You made the claim,
so
okay, there's some kind of
my argument
biological
is
compulsion.
that's his argument. Now my argument is life is neutral, and
What do you mean by neutral?
so you know, having a good life or having a bad life is what gives life its value, right? So life doesn't have inherent value to like
You're
the
contradicting
individual.
yourself. You
And
just
so hunting
Wait,
an
hold on. No,
animal,
Wait, let him
especially
finish his argument.
hunting an animal, especially when you don't know, what the life of that animal is, and oftentimes the life of the animal could be worse if you don't kill them because they'll starve to death and things like that. And populations in general can, if they get too high, they can have disease and things like that. So, hunting in general can have a lot of positive benefits.
okay. So
And
if okay, you're not done.
Let's go
and
one point
also,
at a time.
also
Yeah.
on top of it, I have him muted because I knew he'd interrupt. So, and also on top of that, plants and animals. When you eat plants and animals, then you're giving equal value to both of them because you're willing to say that hey, both are life forms, and either one is, worthy of being killed for food. And
Sure.
a
Wait,
vegan,
wait.
a vegan
Atheist,
disrespect.
can we go one point at a time? Because
Yeah.
it will
Vegan.
get
Well,
bogged down.
this is one big point basically. Vegan disrespects the life form of plants and says they're not or disrespects the life form of animals. Excuse me. They say I'll eat plants and they're worthy of being killed or not worthy, and animals though we're gonna put them on a pedestal and say we can't kill animals for food. So they're valuing one over the other, and that is unjustified. I'm
Okay.
valuing both equally.
Oh my god. Right. So has he got atheist? Have you got me unmuted now?
Yes.
Can I? Okay, I'm going to respond to your Gish Gallop. So first of all, right, let me go through my notes because I'll be writing down the shit that you. 1 second. Right. So basically, yeah, what you've said here is you said that if someone has like a shit life, it's your duty to sort of like make sure that they have some kind of like good life or something. That's what I understood from all of this. So it's good for them to like respect them and like lift them up so they're not having a terrible life, right? Yeah. That's what that's the TLDR of what you said, right?
What can you say it again?
So you said right that because like we have to respect life, and if someone is having like a shit
No, I
life,
didn't say
like
that.
okay, so what did you say then? Because this was like a 2-minute post. Because from everything that I've written down, that's how it came across. So I've clearly misunderstood. So I'd ask you to repeat
Basically,
yourself.
life is neutral. Eating life is fine, and eating plants and animals shows equal value to both, rather than putting eating plants and not animals shows a disrespect for the plants and putting animals on a pedestal unjustly.
Okay, so what's the difference between an animal, like a human being, right, and like a cow? Because humans are animals, right? Okay, we are all part of like the animal kingdom. So I don't understand, yeah, why we are not eating humans. Because by your own argument, yeah, it would be disrespectful for us not to eat people. Okay, because you have made this claim that like if we don't eat animals and we eat plants over them, yeah, we are disrespecting them. So by your own form of logic, yeah, in order for you to be logically consistent with the claim that you have just made, right, you would have to eat people.
Wrong. Of course, your logic is wrong. Because all or not all animals, but lots of animals have this lack of cannibalism, and most of them actually. And so if like I was a different type of animal, then it would be my biological tendency not to eat my own kind, because as species generally have evolved to not eat their own kind for survival.
So
purpose.
mantises, sand tiger sharks, tiger salamanders, prairie dogs, cane toads, dark fishing spiders, Belding ground squirrels, sticklebacks, three-spindled sticklebacks, man-eating lions, Prodinia, flower beetle, Ariodnia. These are all animals, that are cannibals. Okay, I'm giving you examples of cannibals.
Those are the minority.
No, okay, so
So
no,
you
hold
think
on.
that
I don't need to
so
bring.
your
No,
argument
wait,
that-
no,
okay,
no, no,
we'll
no,
leave
no,
it
no,
up
no,
to the
no, no,
judges.
don't interrupt. No, hold on. Don't.
We'll leave it up to
being
the
Stop, both of
judges.
you. Stop.
Viv claims that the minority, or that
That's
the
not what I'm saying.
majority of animals are cannibals. I
No.
claim that the minority of animals
No,
are
hold on.
cannibals. Judges,
Wait, no,
you decide.
wait.
Stop.
Let's
Just
take a vote.
prove. Just
Wait.
can
Let's take a vote.
someone?
Let's take a vote.
No votes. No
Yeah,
votes.
I think it's time
Just
for
give
the
me
vote.
answers. Give me answers. Prove your point.
So hold on.
Show something that proves.
So hold on. He has made this claim, okay, that like it's life neutral and eating animals shows equal value to both if we eat both of them. Humans are animals, right? And if we eat all of them, we have to eat them in order if we are to be showing respect. He has not demonstrated that there's any difference between human animals and fucking like dogs and cats and stuff. I'm still waiting for him to demonstrate that to me, right? He's already accepted my first premise that humans are of moral value, and he's then gone and further contradicted himself by saying life is neutral. Okay, so do you see how Atheist here is just like consistently fucking up his own position, and he's not being fucking consistent?
I mean, as judges, if you can't see through that argument, then that's on you. I'll leave it up to the judges. I think I made my point.
You've still not differentiated what are the differences between humans and other non-human animals.
Why you're adding more? Because your argument wasn't effective. So let's put it up to the judges.
You're avoiding. You're not answering the question.
Because I've already won the argument. Because your argument isn't effective. Until you make an effective argument, I'm not going to add more. Why would I add more to the argument when I've already added the
you agreed with my argument, you fucking idiot.
Okay, I'm an idiot. Thank you.
Yeah, what is this? Okay. Yeah, so Atheist, you've still not given what is the trait that causes you to say it's okay to eat fucking cows and fucking pigs and stuff, but it's not okay to eat animals? Can you explain this?
Wait, he's reading something, I'm sure. Just hold on.
Yeah, this is why getting sources in the middle of a debate is stupid.
And that's why I wanted to go with something that everyone was, or both of you were kind of knowledgeable in.
He's still not demonstrated what difference there is between a human animal and a non-human animal. I'm still waiting for him.
A human animal's human. That's the
difference. What does that mean?
What
do you mean by human?
It's a different species than other animals.
Okay.
Oh, but there's different
or
species
different
within
genes,
there's difference
or whatever.
Okay. So if you were to take a human that was like slightly that was enough far away from, like, how far away from being a human would a species have to be for it to be okay to eat it?
I'm not sure what the line is.
So
you don't need to know the line to know where past the line is.
Okay, what do you mean by humanity?
I guess it would depend on like what humans in general are do.
What are you defining
as
humanity?
What we see is that humans don't eat other humans unless under extreme conditions.
Okay, so what do you mean by humanity? This trait that separates the animals from humanity. What do you mean?
To prove that humans don't eat humans, I'll appeal to funerals. Like, we wouldn't have to bury and cremate people if we were eating them. So
this is okay. Stop being a fucking sophist right now.
So that answers that problem.
No, it doesn't. Okay, I've asked you what trait is there that separates humans from animals, right? You've said humanity. I've asked you to define to me what humanity is, and you've just gone and said that people don't fucking
humans from animals.
You made the
argument that humans were animals. So I was operating within that.
No, and then you said I asked you what separates them, and you said it was the fact that they are humans. Humanity. That was your fucking argument.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you mean by humanity?
A human is a human.
Please stop yelling.
The fact that a human is a human separates them from non-humans.
That's a tautology. That doesn't mean anything. I've asked you, what do you mean by
self-evident.
No, it's not. It's not self-evident.
Yeah, why is that human?
No, hold on.
Why is
wait,
human
if it was wait,
non-human? Because it's human.
What do you mean by that? That doesn't mean anything. This is just fucking stupid. You're just being an idiot right now.
So within the
So
animal
so he's
kingdom,
asking. Wait,
you
hold
have
on.
what we define as humans, and then you have all of the other animals.
Okay, so define
So
it then. I'm asking you to define.
Hold on. No, wait. So he's asking for what gives what gives humans the is it like a moral what is the moral stance of not eating humans but eating chickens or cows or whatever instead? He's asking
I already said it.
what
I
is
already
it?
said it's not a moral issue.
So what is the issue?
He
It's
said it's
a
humanity.
biological issue where humans aren't cannibals.
Okay, so I asked. You said it was
Wait.
humanity, right? That separates this, or is it now like some kind of biological compunction that stops us from being
That's what I
animals?
said from the beginning. Humans aren't cannibals, so we don't eat each other. Otherwise, we
Wait, they
would.
do.
That's a non sequitur right now, because like now
No, it's not.
you hold on, you're going back, okay, yeah, because after like I pressed you on it, you said humanity, and now that like you can't define what humanity is, you're
That's
going
what
back to this like
humanity
you're being
means.
a weasel.
Humans.
No,
A
shush,
collection
shush,
of
shush, shush,
humans.
shush. Hold on, be quiet. No, 1 second, okay.
Humanity means a collection of humans.
What?
Yeah, that's
That
what I meant by
a
humanity.
collection of humans. So because there is a
collection of humans.
the collection of humans.
Humans as a species are humanity.
What does that even mean? That doesn't define like okay. So by humans being together, that just means that we're a fucking group. So because we are a fucking
that's
hold on. So because we are a group, yeah, that is why you can't eat animals. So if cows are a group, yeah, then by your
What
own
are you
logic, we
talking
shouldn't eat
about?
cows.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm following
You're
your
not even
fucking no.
responding to what I'm saying.
Yes, I am. Cows.
No,
Okay,
you're not.
humans are a group, right? You've just said this. Okay, that is your own statement.
Yeah,
Humans as
like
humans. No,
humanity
once, no.
refers
Oh my
to the
god.
human
Guys,
race.
one at a
Wait.
time,
Oh, like
please.
please.
Yeah, you're gonna have to mute him, dude.
Yeah, I'm literally
Atheist, let him go.
okay.
Please.
So everyone has just heard him. His definition of what humanity is humans are a group. Okay, this being a group, yeah, is the somehow defining trait as to why we cannot eat one another and why we are then able to eat cows, right? But for some strange reason, yeah, cows are also a group. Yet it's somehow okay to eat cows. So the trait that is present within humans of being a group is also present within other animals. So when he goes and says that it's okay for you to eat a cow, he is not being logically consistent because the own trait that he is defining what it makes to be humans is present within other animals. Do you realize, atheist,
What?
that you are
This
being
is so
incoherent?
dishonest.
No.
If you don't start being more honest, I'm just gonna leave.
How am I being?
Because
Wait.
I
How am I
never
being
said.
dishonest?
I
Wait,
never
stop,
said.
stop.
I never said that it was just being a group.
What?
No, I didn't. I
So
said
what did you say? Clarify.
What did
what
you say?
different human? I never referred to any single trait. It's self-evident what humans are. We
It's
are
not.
humans, and so any animal that falls within the outside of humanity is up for eating. Basically,
You've not defined what humanity is.
it's the human race.
So then that's a group. The human race is a group of beings.
Yeah, the specific to humans. So
Yeah.
you can't say that humanity. You can't say that's just a group. So that because cows are a group.
Atheist, please read the articles I'm sending.
That because. All right, if you guys are just gonna cut me off, I'm out. Fuck you guys.
Oh shit! He couldn't fucking win.
Yeah. So, anyways, he was pretty much arguing for slavery in the beginning.
He doesn't. He didn't fucking. Okay.
Because that's not what he said. He like when you asked him to restate it, that is not what he said. He said life. He said all life is not inherently good. There's a value to it. So you can apply that to slavery. You can apply that to human life.
He also contradicted himself because when I put my first premise down that humans have moral value, he accepted that, right? You all heard him accept my first premise that humans have moral value, right? So he already fucking lost yet when he then goes back and contradicts himself by saying that life has
really
no fucking
bummed
value.
about this. I was sending him so many articles.
He's an idiot.
It was
Like
so
stupid.
He wasn't reading it.
And then look, and then there's another point. He